An avocado tree lives 40 to 80 years. At 200 fruit per year and $2 per fruit, one tree produces $24,000 to $48,000 worth of avocados in its lifetime, from a pit that you got for free, inside a fruit you already paid for. Your grandmother could have planted a pit in 1975. You would still be eating from it today. Your grandchildren could eat from it in 2070. One decision, one afternoon. 50 years of food. No one told you because the grocery industry needs you back next week. Subscribe and hit the bell. Every share helps preserve what they tried to erase. The data comes from the University of California, Riverside, the Avocado Variety Collection, the most extensive avocado research program in the Western Hemisphere. Their published FAQ states it directly. It is possible for an avocado tree to produce 200 to 300 fruit per tree once it is about 5 to 7 years of age. Their data also states that as far as they know, an avocado tree will continue to grow and produce fruit until something kills it. The original Hass tree, planted in 1926, was still alive and producing fruit when they last updated the record. There are wild avocado trees in Mexico that are over 400 years old and still bearing. This is not a gardening hack. This is not a trend. This is a biological machine that, once established, produces food for generations without a single recurring cost. And it begins with a pit you're currently throwing in the trash. But first, let me tell you what the internet does not. An avocado pit planted in soil will not necessarily give you Hass avocados. Avocados do not reproduce true to seed. UC Riverside explains this clearly. Each seed planted results in a tree very different from the parent. You plant a seed from a Hass avocado. That seed is the result of cross-pollination. The resulting tree and fruit will be very different from its parents. There are literally thousands of named avocado varieties. The fruit you get from a seed-grown tree is a genetic lottery. It might be incredible. It might be fibrous, watery, and small. You do not know until the tree fruits, which takes 5 to 13 years from seed. This is where most people quit. This is where most gardening videos end. They show you the toothpick method, the sprout in water, the cute seedling in a jar on a windowsill, then silence. Because the truth requires one more step. And that step is the one the nursery industry charges $40 to $80 to do for you. Grafting. Here's what grafting means. It means you take your seedling, the tree that grew from your free pit, and you use it as a rootstock, a foundation, a root system. Then you take a small branch from a known, proven fruiting tree of the exact variety you want, Hass, Fuerte, Bacon, Reed, Lamb Hass, whatever you choose, and you attach it to your seedling. One cut, one wrap, 10 minutes of work. The grafted branch becomes the top of your tree. It grows, it flowers, it produces fruit identical to the parent tree it came from. Guaranteed, because the scion carries the exact genetics of the mother tree. A grafted avocado tree fruits in 3 to 4 years. A seed-grown tree without grafting takes 5 to 13. Grafting cuts the weight by half or more. And it eliminates the genetic lottery entirely. The nursery industry sells grafted avocado trees for $40 to $80. Some rare varieties cost over $100. What they're selling you is a seedling rootstock, the same thing your free pit produces, with a grafted scion attached. The rootstock costs them pennies. The scion is a 6-inch cutting. The labor takes a trained nursery worker less than 2 minutes. The rest is markup. If you learn to graft, one technique 10 minutes, you never need to buy another tree again. You grow the rootstock from your kitchen scraps. You source the scion from a neighbor's tree, a local avocado grower, or a scion exchange group. You build a tree that produces 200 avocados per year for the next 50 years. Total cost, $0 in 10 minutes. The technique is called a cleft graft. Here is how it works. Wait until your seedling has grown to pencil thickness, usually 12 to 18 months from planting. In fall, when the tree is less actively growing, cut the seedling's main stem about 8 to 12 inches above the soil. Make a clean horizontal cut with a sharp, sterile blade. Then split the center of that cut stem vertically, about 1 to 1.5 inches deep. This is the cleft. Take your scion, a healthy, green, pencil-thick cutting from a fruiting tree, about 4 to 6 inches long with 2 or 3 buds. Trim the bottom of the scion into a wedge shape. 2 long, sloping cuts on opposite sides, forming a point. Slide the wedge into the cleft so the bark layers of the scion align with the bark layers of the rootstock. This alignment is critical. The thin green layer just beneath the bark, the cambium, must touch on at least one side. This is where the living tissue fuses. Wrap the union firmly with grafting tape or parafilm. Seal any exposed cuts with grafting wax to prevent moisture loss. Place a humidity bag or plastic cover loosely over the scion to maintain moisture while it establishes. Within 2 to 4 weeks, the buds on the scion will begin to swell and push new growth. The graft has taken. Your free pit is now a named variety that will fruit in 2 to 3 years. This is not advanced horticulture. This is what every commercial avocado orchard in the world does. Every single Hass avocado tree in every grove in California, Mexico, Peru, Chile, and Australia began as a seedling rootstock with a grafted scion. The industry does this billions of times. It is not a secret technique. It is the standard. The only secret is that no one tells the home grower it exists. Now, here's the history the industry would rather you not connect. In the late 1920s, a postman named Rudolf Hass bought seedling avocado trees from a nurseryman named A.R. Rideout in Whittier, California. Hass intended to grow them as rootstock and bud them to the lion variety, which was popular at the time. One seedling refused the bud. Hass tried to graft it. It failed. He was about to cut it down. His children stopped him. They had been eating the fruit from this rogue seedling and preferred it over every other avocado in the grove. Hass tasted it. It was rich, creamy, high in oil, with a distinctive pebbly skin that turned black when ripe. He patented the tree in 1935, the first patent ever awarded for an avocado tree in America. He made a deal with a nurseryman named Harold Brokaw to propagate and promote the variety. Brokaw would graft and sell the trees. Hass would receive 25% of gross tree income. Brokaw sold 3,000 to 10,000 trees per year at $5 each. The Hass variety gradually overtook the Fuerte, which had been the industry standard for decades. Today, Hass accounts for approximately 80% of all avocados sold worldwide. It is the single most consumed avocado variety on Earth. The global Hass avocado market is worth billions. Rudolf Hass died a poor man. His patent lasted 17 years. Once it expired, growers no longer had to pay for his variety. He earned modest royalties during the patent period and then nothing. He continued delivering mail until his death. The industry that made billions from his tree gave him almost nothing in return. And every single one of those billions of Hass trees was grown using the same technique you just learned. A seedling pit, a grafted scion, a 2-minute procedure, scaled across millions of acres. The difference between Rudolf Hass and you is not access to technology. It is access to information. He was a postman who stumbled into it. You're reading this right now. Now here is the supply chain you're funding every time you buy an avocado at the grocery store. 80% of avocados consumed in the United States are imported from Mexico. The state of Michoacan produces most of them. In Michoacan, drug cartels have seized control of the avocado industry. They extort farmers for 10 to 15% of revenue, approximately $150 million per year. If a farmer refuses to pay, they are killed. Their orchards are burned. Their families are threatened. An average of 7 to 10 truckloads of avocados are stolen every week. 80% of avocado orchards in Michoacan were established illegally through corruption of public authorities, according to Insight Crime. The avocado sector moves over $3 billion annually through cartel-controlled territory. Every avocado imported from Mexico carries this cost. Not on the label, not in the price, buried beneath the supply chain where consumers never look. And every single one of those avocados contains a pit that could eliminate your need to participate in that supply chain ever again. The environmental cost compounds it. Each imported avocado requires approximately 130 gallons of water to produce. Forests in Michoacan are illegally cleared for new orchards. An estimated 14,000 to 20,000 acres of deforestation per year. The fruit travels 1,500 miles in refrigerated trucks from central Mexico to American distribution centers. It is picked unripe, stored in climate-controlled facilities, and gassed with ethylene to trigger artificial ripening. The carbon, water, and human cost of a single avocado at your grocery store is staggering. A tree in your backyard eliminates all of it. No truck, no border, no cartel, no deforestation, no artificial ripening, no ethylene gas, no refrigeration, no middleman. Just fruit on a branch in your yard, ripening in the sun the way avocados have ripened for 10,000 years. Now here is what most people believe disqualifies them. I do not live in California. I do not live in a tropical climate. I cannot grow avocados. There are cold-hardy avocado varieties that survive temperatures well below freezing. The Mexicola avocado tolerates temperatures down to 18 degrees Fahrenheit. The Duke variety handles 15 degrees Fahrenheit. The Bacon variety survives 23 degrees Fahrenheit. These are Mexican race avocados with thin skin and rich flavor that grow successfully in USDA zones 8 through 11. That covers much of the American South, the Pacific Northwest coast, and parts of the Mid-Atlantic. For colder climates, container growing is viable. A dwarf avocado variety in a large pot, 24 inches or wider, can be kept outdoors in warm months and brought inside during winter. With adequate light and pruning to manage size, container avocados fruit successfully. They produce fewer fruit than a full-size tree, perhaps 50 to 100 per year. But 50 avocados at $2 each is still $100 of free food per year from a pot on your patio. Here's your action plan. Step 1. Next time you eat an avocado, save the pit. Remove any flesh. Do not let it dry out. Plant it in moist potting soil with the flat end down, covered about halfway. Keep it warm and moist. It will sprout in 2 to 8 weeks. Step 2. Let the seedling grow for 12 to 18 months. Keep it in a pot in bright light. Water consistently. Let it reach pencil thickness. Step 3. Source a scion. Find a neighbor with a fruiting avocado tree. Join a local fruit tree society or online scion exchange. Ask for a 6-inch cutting from a variety you want. Hass, Fuerte, Reed, Bacon, Mexicola, whatever suits your climate. Step 4. Graft. Cleft graft in fall or early spring. 1 cut on the rootstock, 1 wedge on the scion. Align the cambium, wrap with tape, seal with wax. Cover loosely with a bag. Wait 3 weeks, watch for new growth. Step 5. Plant your grafted tree in the ground or a large container once it has established new growth. Full sun, well-drained soil. Protect from frost in the first 2 winters if necessary. Step 6. Wait. Year 1 and 2. The tree grows. Year 3 to 4. First flowers. First fruit. Year 5 to 7. Full production. 200 to 300 fruit per year. Year 8 through 50. You never buy another avocado. The avocado tree does not alternate between needing and not needing you. It alternate bears, a heavy crop 1 year, a lighter crop the next, but both years produce fruit, and with proper pruning and care, the swings moderate over time. 1 pit, 1 graft, 1 tree, 200 avocados per year for 50 years. The total lifetime value of that decision, at $2 per fruit, at 200 fruit per year, at 50 productive years, is $20,000. From garbage, from a pit in your kitchen. From 10 minutes of learning a technique the nursery industry assumes you will never bother to understand, the U.S. avocado market exceeded 3 billion pounds last year. It is projected to reach $6 billion domestically by 2035. That projection depends on a single assumption, that you keep buying, that you keep throwing the pit away, that you never learn what grafting is, that you never realize the thing you discard every Tuesday night is worth $20,000 over its lifetime. Rudolf Haas was a postman who grew the most important avocado tree in history from a random seedling. He did not have YouTube. He did not have a university database. He did not have scion exchanges. He had a pit, soil, and patience, and his children who tasted the fruit and told him not to cut it down. Your pit is in the trash right now, or on the counter, or in the compost bin. It is still alive. It is still viable. It contains the entire genetic blueprint for a tree that will outlive you and feed your grandchildren. The grocery store needs you back next week. The pit does not. If this story opens something for you, subscribe and hit the bell. Every like and every share preserves what they try to erase. The next story opens soon.